What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Charge It Up for episode 17 of the Model X on the highway. Let's go. Alright guys, so for today's video, I'm honestly just at home. It is a Thursday night and I was just bored, so I just decided to go for a drive. Let's go ahead and put something into navigation. I have previously set a location, and so let's go ahead and start it. We'll start the navigation. We're currently on the 401 and we're doing 120, and as we do that, I'm going to do navigate on autopilot. We'll let autopilot do its own thing here. For video purposes, time to time previously I did have my hands off the wheel. Now, because everything's going to get done on its own, I'm actually going to hold my hand right here. And let's see. So okay, so here's a first example right here. It didn't ask me to make the lane change. It made the lane change on its own because I have my hand on the steering wheel. So with my hand on the steering wheel, it won't ask me to continuously keep putting my hands on the steering wheel, and it should change lanes, except for the guy behind me decided to be an ass over here. So there you go. So it made the lane change. So it's going to do everything on its own here. I'm going to speed up a tiny bit here. There we go. Nicely done by autopilot so far. Let's go ahead to 120 here. So this is all autopilot on its own. You can hear the noise and you can hear the vibration. It does a tiny bit of a vibration when it comes to the lane. So here, another one. I will go on the far left lane. This is the HOV lane on the 401. And electric vehicles are allowed on this. We are in the 404 northbound, and then we'll let autopilot do its thing. Okay, autopilot looks like it wants to make a lane change here, so it will. Oh, nicely done there. I wonder if it was because it realized that there was a car coming up with a quicker speed from behind. Interesting. Alright, so just a quick update. We are currently on the 404 northbound, right now in Markham, Ontario. No real issues as of yet right now. Obviously, autopilot has made a couple of changes here and there on its own, but right now it's a pretty straight road. I think our destination is 15 to 18 minutes away. What is the need to do that? What was the need to do that? There's literally nobody on the left hand side, nobody in the left hand lane, and he needs to go and do that on the right. What an idiot. So I'm actually going to save that. I'm going to put that into the Tesla Cam Idiots video that's coming out eventually. Alright, autopilot asking for a lane change here, so it will do so. And I'm assuming it's because it saw the car ahead that's actually slower, so decided to make the lane change to get around it. Alright, so we got the off-ramp coming up in 3.7 kilometers. Usually when you have the settings the other way that I had them, at this point autopilot would want you, or it's telling you that there's a lane change coming up for you to make it, obviously, to be in that lane a lot sooner. So we'll see what it does here as Davis Drive comes up. You can actually see on the map now that it's got the off-ramp. It shows 3 kilometers, so we'll see how it goes when we come up to the off-ramp. There it is. So it 2.0 kilometers. It decided that it's going to change lanes here and get ready for the off-ramp, and there's an actual police officer right here as well. Now it's going to change lanes again. Yep, it's going to change lanes again here. Okay, another lane change here. So I made a lane change just go around the guy that was much slower. Nicely done by autopilot there. In 900 meters, we'll be taking the off-ramp here, 800 meters. Let's see what it does. Slowing down for the car ahead here. And there's the lane change. Lane change and the signal. And now it's going to start slowing down to 90. So slow down to 70. Now navigate on autopilot is off. It knows that it's coming up to a stoplight here. It'll come up to the red light. All right, nicely done by autopilot. All on its own. Okay, so we're stopped at the red light, and this is what I wanted to see. So right now it says autopilot unable to proceed. There's currently nobody behind me, but it just turned red. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna tell it to proceed, and we'll see what autopilot does here, because there's nobody behind me at this point either. Let's see when it turns green here. So we'll tell autopilot to go. No, it'll tell me to take over. So I'll take over, and we'll make the left-hand turn. So actually, it did really well. It did really well on the highway. No input from me needed. It changed lanes, went around the car, noticing that it was too slow, so it went around it. You know what? It did pretty well, to be honest with you. I don't have any complaints about it at this point. So yeah, it did really well today. However, obviously it wasn't a very busy highway drive today. But we'll see how it does on a road trip on the highway with these settings. So we're currently on Davis Drive doing 60 kilometers per hour, 10 over the speed limit. That car has now moved over to that lane, so I will tell autopilot to proceed through. It's actually having some sort of issues here because it does see the red and the green. So it does want to at some point stop, but it does realize that it's, like right now it's stopping and then it keeps going in. So I think it's because obviously it's not used to the red light for the transit and the green light for the cars. So it looks like when it comes to the setting changes, it won't make much of a difference other than obviously the lane changes, because the lane changes are being done a little bit quicker. Previously I did have the lane changes on average, and now it's on Mad Max. So it does actually change lanes a little bit sooner, or sorry, I should say a little bit quicker. But again, we'll see how things go as we go along here. Cancel that. We'll pull in here, see if there's anybody I know, and go from there. All right, so not as many people showed up as I thought they would show up. Oh, speaking of, there's a bike right there. Anyway, regardless, obviously it's been raining all day long, so I could see why people wouldn't show up. I mean, if it wasn't for the rain and everything, I'd probably be on the bike right now, but I'm not. So anyways, regardless. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about the new settings that I changed things to. And hit that notification bell for future videos with the Model X. Until the next one, guys.